Hey everyone, imagine this. You grew up in a close-knit family. You and your siblings work together, struggle together, and build a life together. Then one day, what you thought belonged to all of you is taken away by one of your own. That's exactly what happened in today's court case. A family torn apart by money and property. Today, we are covering a case that shook a Singaporean family to its core. Ong Chai Koon and Ong Chai Soon. It's a legal battle over an HDB shophouse involving trust, betrayal, and years of misunderstandings. By the end of this video, you will understand how HDB ownership works and how a verbal agreement within a family can lead to disaster. The Ong siblings, 6 of them, grew up in a kampong in Yio Chu Kang. Their father ran a poultry slaughtering business while their mother managed the family's finances. Life was tough. The children helped in the family business while growing up. Then came a big turning point. The government compulsorily acquired their kampong land. In exchange, the family received compensation between 100,000 to 176,000. Some of this money was used to buy 2 HDB flats in Yishun to house the family. But the most important purchase was a 2-story HDB shophouse in Hougang, the heart of this lawsuit. The Ong siblings believed that this Hougang shophouse was their retirement fund, a place they would one day sell and share equally. But here's where things went wrong. The shophouse was registered under one name, Ong Chai Soon, the eldest son. He later claimed that this Hougang shophouse was his alone, while the other 5 siblings insisted it was meant to be shared. And so, the family that once lived under one roof found themselves battling each other in court. Under the HDB Act, ineligible people cannot hold a share in an HDB unit, such as by asking someone else to buy a HDB property on their behalf. Section 5110 of the HDB Act specifically deems trusts or arrangement to hold an HDB flat on behalf of another person as null and void. This is because HDB flats are considered protected assets, and ineligible owners, such as non-residents or those who already own residential property, cannot benefit from a scheme designed to provide affordable housing. Courts in recent years have cited the law to deny some people the chance to hold shares in their relatives' HDB flats because they either did not fulfill the ownership requirements or they already had their own homes. Despite the provisions in the HDB Act, the 5 siblings sued Ong Chai Soon, claiming that the property was held on trust for the family. They argued that there was a common intention constructive trust, meaning it was always agreed that the shophouse belonged to all of them and was just under Ong Chai Soon's name for convenience. They also claimed a resulting trust, arguing that family money was used for the shophouse, so it should belong to everyone. Lastly, they relied on proprietary estoppel, saying that since they lived and worked there rent-free for decades, they relied on his actions and that it would be unfair to deny them a share now. But Ong Chai Soon fought back. He said that there was never any agreement to share the shophouse. Ong Chai Soon claimed that he alone was the rightful owner because it was registered in his name. He even accused his siblings of forcing him to sign a document acknowledging shared ownership by using threats of physical violence. The judge noted that the parties, including Ong Chai Soon, always shared a common intention that they would treat the Hougang shophouse as their collective retirement fund and that the shophouse would be sold at some point in time so that its sales proceeds can be shared among them equally. The parties are not highly educated or sophisticated individuals, and it is clear from the evidence that none of them set out to get around the HDB eligibility criteria for the Hougang shophouse, whatever that might have been. The 5 siblings simply acquiesced to Ong Chai Soon being the registered owner of the shophouse out of convenience. The judge continued that it was the parties' intention for there to be a common intention constructive trust over the Hougang shophouse, but Section 5110 of the HDB Act prevented the court to declare that the other siblings are to be entitled to individual shares in the shophouse. The judge further noted that the shophouse was never intended to be a shared accommodation for the Ong siblings. Nonetheless, the judge stated that an equity arises to affect the conscience of Ong Chai Soon to honor and to give effect to this common intention constructive trust. In order to satisfy this equity, the judge ordered that the shophouse be sold so that the siblings can share equally in the sales proceeds. The judge cautioned that his decision in this case is not meant to be a convenient way for claimants in the future to claim an indirect interest in HDB property under a constructive trust or a resulting trust. The specific features of this case are unique and led to his conclusion that only in this case, the minimum that is necessary to satisfy the equity is to order the sale of the shophouse, which was intended by the parties to be their retirement fund and not accommodation, so that its sales proceeds can be split equally among the parties. The judge highlighted that in many other situations, the same conclusion might not be drawn. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.